Okay, first I'm saying all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Shemel Shai, Bashem Gakadash. Get the one tells, Pastor and teach, great Muslim, I learn the truth, and also show one to the hopeful look of Israel. I'm going to center this on this news article that you see here. It says Belfast stabbing victim lost eye during attempted beheading as Sudanese suspect is ID'd. And what is this? And the video is supposed to be here, but the piece of shit. I can just look it up on fucking YouTube. But a lot of people in America really aren't talking about this. From what I see, really more so talking about the whole thing with Carmelo Anthony stabbing up that Edomite. And for a lot of you white people, you Edomites who aren't understanding why all this is happening, it's because it's the end of your kingdom. You know, in the Lord, the Heavenly Father, there's a being that's numbered and finished your kingdom, meaning like Job 15:4, your kingdom has an end and it's near its beginning. Oh, it's near its end. It has a beginning and it's near its end. That's why things just keep getting worse for your country as a whole, because Edomites, white people, see that their country's going down the fucking drain. Especially when it comes to like the whole immigration thing. You have a lot of migrants, other nations coming over here, and obviously you have a low birth rates of Edomites, and an explosion in birth rates of Jake, Northern Kingdom, heathen, stuff like that. And there's been talk about America going from being a dominantly white country to a dominantly brown country of people who aren't white, and they don't like that. And you have a lot of racists. Once again, there's nothing wrong with the word racist. The word racist literally means for your own people, right? There's nothing wrong with a little bit of racism. But you have a lot of racist white people who don't like that, not one fucking bit. And they'll come out and say it because, they'll come out and say, hey, we want America to stay white because America is a white country. But you want to know the irony in all of this is that you white people came over here, and this is the I'm gonna go this real quickly. This is what I find absolutely to be insane when I see these videos, when I hear white people, Edomites, talk about how this is their country. Because when y'all came over here, y'all did the same motherfucking thing that's happening to y'all. How about that? Isn't that irony? That's ironic. That a big part of the downfall of your country is the very same thing that brought it into fucking being. You migrating over here, slaughtering the people that were over here, which is us, and then taking the country for yourselves. And now you have migrants that are doing the same fucking thing. Or it's building up to the same fucking thing. And now you're mad about it. You're fucking hypocrites. And once again, nobody gives a fuck. Because everybody knows the seeds of blood that were sown in your past. And now they're blooming. This is Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. And what all of you white people will say that, hey, you freed the slaves. Well, why did you have to free the slaves in the first place? Why did you put your hands on our people in the first fucking place? But then you want to try to say you're a hero by saying that you freed the slaves. Well, there would have been no need to free slaves. And what happened? You niggas freed the fucking slaves when you had no more use for them. Because by the time our people were let go, America's pretty much, the foundation and everything that was important was already much fucking built. You know, you just had the frosting and the cherry on top of the cake, which is what you see now, all of that extra development. But the main fucking foundational pillars were already fucking built. And you niggas just rolled off of that. And that's one of the reasons why not only are you going into slavery, but you're going to have to sit here and watch as your country, your hope, and your crown jewel goes down the fucking drain. Because that's actually insane. And you niggas are pure fucking evil. And that's one of the reasons why everybody looks at you like fucking evil. Because you're fucking hypocrites. Why are you complaining about your country going down the same way that you brought it into fucking being? You're immigrants. And you think because you've been here so fucking long that you're not migrants. No, you niggas, you people, you white people are fucking migrants. This land was not originally yours. Just like our land, the land of Israel. That's not your fucking land. And the kicker is the fact that they know this, but they don't give a fuck. And once again, thank God there's a righteous God in heaven who delivers righteous fucking judgment. Because these niggas aren't going to hold themselves fucking guilty. They're not going to put themselves on trial. And they talk as if they've been so and once again they talk as if they've been so fucking so generous by not finishing the fucking job and murdering our people like they already started. So you mean to tell me what your ancestors did was generous? And the fact that you stopped doing that you're a good person. Well, why do it in the first place if you're a good person? You niggas are fucking demons and nobody fucking cares. What's that saying? Throwing rocks while screaming in pain. You niggas are crushing and poisoning and destroying every fucking thing. And then when somebody slaps the fuck out of you back, you want to cry and complain and bitch shit. But then again, when you go into your ancestor Esau, he was a fucking bitch. He most certainly cried like one when he couldn't get his way. That's some immature ass shit. But this type of thing, and the reason why I bring that up is why? Because what you have a lot of race riots going on. And you Ireland niggas over there, y'all niggas need William Wallace, by the way. Words William when you fucking need him. But over there in Ireland and Europe, you have a lot of these fucking Hamite niggas and heathen niggas that are moving in over there on that land. They're doing all types of crazy shit. See, over there in the UK, a lot of people don't talk about it, but there's a lot of fucking shit going on. Them niggas been getting their asses handed to them by fucking migrants. And this is just an example of that. So the man who was repeatedly stabbed and sickening, called on camera attack to spark riots in Northern Ireland, lost his left eye in a near beheading. And a lot of these things are happening over in heathen land, overseas or whatnot, but it's going to come over here to America. Just like with the pandemic. You have shutdowns going on over there. You have all that shit going on, and that same shit is going to happen over here in America, but it's going to be a billion times fucking worse. Nigga got stabbed in the eyeball, and he lives. That's beyond to be actually under that shit. That's way beyond traumatizing, man. That's some shit that the average American can't fucking imagine. This one stabbed in the eye? Goodness gracious, bro. But what that I'm gonna get this. And all those things are just a shadow of what's gonna happen. Because there's weapons galore over here in America. Because them niggas don't really have like weapons like that over there in Europe, you know? And so, on like some bigger places, they don't really have fucking like guns and shit like that. So what happened? You have these Sudanese niggas that come over there with motherfucking machetes and shit. Over here in America, niggas got weapons. Niggas would kill each other. I'm not even sure what the damn dispute was. 2 Kings 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It says woe to the world. You know, America's going to get it the absolute worst, but everybody on earth is going to feel this shit. If the sword of destruction draweth nigh, one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Swords being weaponry, instruments of killing and delivering death. This is the reason why we open up with our third camp, the scripture, Isaiah 41:14, how it mentions how our people are a worm. Because you have a lot of Edomites, a lot of white people that have been gearing up for race wars and race riots. And this is just pushing us further into that direction. For all you dumb niggas who say that you love white people, see, it's going to get to a point to where they just stop giving a fuck. And in their minds, they think they're good people. And in their own perverted, twisted mind, they're going to say, we've been lenient, we've been patient, and they've taken our patience and our kindness for granted. And now it's time for the right conservative white male to step up and defend his nation. That's how they think. They don't give a fuck about the damage that they've done, or about they say that they don't give a fuck about slavery. I say it openly. They don't give a fuck about the pain and the destruction that not only their country has delivered, but their ancestors have delivered. Mind you, I just had a brother put a video in the chat, group chat, about how there's this Jake woman that was grilling this Edomite about how Trump admitted that he's been stealing millions of gallons of oil from Iran. And a lot of people look at Iran, and once again, a lot of people look at Iran, a lot of Edomites look at Iran like Iran's the bad guy. I think, what's that shit called? Look up Operation Ajax. That's where a lot of the hatred for America was bred in Iran. When America put in a puppet leader and fucked with their government. And ever since then, their whole country has gone down to shit. But the whole purpose was because Britain, they were making money off of oil, and Britain wanted to get in on that oil. So Britain teamed up with America to to carry out that plan to replace the leader that they had with the puppet leader. I think his name was like Shah something or something Shah. And that nigga was a fucking psychopath. That's why Iranians hate fucking America. And this, for example, is another instance of how much of a snake that America is. And Trump literally said that nobody knew until he fucking said it. He said he could say it now. Now that the damage is already done, he can fucking say it. And that's how America's been doing things. They've been doing things in the fucking dark, under the fucking sheets, in the shadows. And then when the damage is done, when they've gotten their benefit, then that's when they say, okay, we've done this, but you can't really do shit about it because it's already done. And that's one of the reasons why people hate this fucking place so goddamn much. So for all you white people who are wondering why people hate America, that's a piece. That's a reason why. Because they know that America is as great, as powerful as this country is, with all these amenities. You niggas are some evil, vile pieces of shit. Because a lot of killing and destruction had to have been wrought in order to get the things that you have. For example, oil. How did you get the oil? You go over there, you bomb these niggas, and then you fucking steal it. Just like you stole Venezuela. People say they didn't know. They put in a puppet fucking leader in Venezuela and they stole it. But then again, you Edomites, being the racist fucks that you are, the twisted pieces of shit, you say, well, we gave them a better country. We gave them a better this or a better that. And from a face value, it may look like that. It may genuinely look better, from face motherfucking value. But that's why something that's called research should look more into what actually fucking happened. And you don't have the right to go in there and take another country, to literally steal a king, steal a nation leader. But you think you can do it. And that's one of the reasons why you have Revelation 11, how the beast shall hate the whore. Because everybody sees the shit that you're doing. The nations were angry, 11-18. And I wrap this up. Was it 11? I know it was. Well, shit. This is really a good one too. Destroy the earth. Yeah. I have a feeling it's in the single digits. Really 1716. And the 10 horns y'all saw us on the beast, which is NATO and the EU, shall hate the whore, which is America, shall make her desolate fire and eat her flesh and burn her in fire. Why? There's a reason behind it. Not only is Lord going to put it on their minds, but also because all of the destruction that these niggas have sown in the fucking background. And that's all of those chickens are coming home to roost. That's what you call consequences. That's what you would call karma, which it really isn't. That's what you would call judgment from a divine being. Because Lord sees and knows all this. You niggas aren't hid from any fucking thing. And that's honestly some child in scriptures to mention how children are their oppressors. I think it was mentioned that in Job, children are their oppressors. Because like what a child will what he'll do exactly that. He'll do some bullshit and then get upset when he gets fucking caught or called out on it. Just like the so-called white man and the white woman. Their ancestors have sold all this blood, their country does all this shit, and then when they have to suffer the consequences, they want to act like, hey, we didn't do anything. This is wrong. We're just, peace-loving white people. But then your country did all this. Well, you're going to say, hey, well, that's him. That wasn't us. But you have pride and you partake in the pleasures of this country. So you're going to have to catch that flack with your people, with your country. Because you can try to push the blame off on one nigga or a group of niggas. Being, a group, one Edomite or a group of Edomites, but you're still reaping the rewards of all of that destruction that Edomite has shown or wrought. Going back to this, Stephen, these niggas are Irish. Oakville, thought to be 44, suffered injuries to both eyes after Sudanese migrant Hadi Aladid, 30, allegedly tried to behead him. Late Monday night, the Sun reported. Barbaric video footage showed Oleg, whatever the fuck that is, being pinned under the knifeman, with the horrified witness heard crying. He's trying to cut his head off. He's slicing his head off. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go to this little video here. Just going to jump through.
On June 8th, viral video started to circulate. Here's everything you need to know. On June 8th, viral video started to circulate. Leave to remain status, which allowed him to stay legally in. Leave to remain status, which allowed him to stay legally in.
Yeah, I just get this on YouTube. Fuck this shit. This video. Just gonna.
A bloodied victim struggling to survive, while a deranged migrant attacker pins him to the ground and allegedly tries to behead him in the middle of a UK street until locals rally to help and fight off the blood-soaked knifemen. What do we know about the viral barbaric attack in Northern Ireland? And who is the Sudanese migrant who has been...
And by the way, the Lord divided all the nations and gave them their own lands. Like, there was always like international business done, and you may have had like, different instances of like intermingling, but that was never like a normal type of thing, and everybody's divided for a fucking reason. That was never like a normal type of fucking thing. So here you are going against nature, because naturally people are going to flock to their own, and here once again, we mentioned race wars are going to be a fucking thing, and this whole Carmelo Anthony bullshit is an example of that. people try, people try to say we're bullshitting. They like, everybody gets along. Look at my white friend. Now look at your fucking white friend. Shit like what you, like, old boy getting fucking one-shotted with a goddamn heart shot, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, which is crazy as fuck. Dead on the fucking spot. That type of shit is what's gonna stir up that, is what's gonna show these niggas their true colors. Because behind closed doors, they're calling you nigga. You niggas shaking hands and fucking white women and motherfucking going to the bar after work to get drinks. That doesn't change the fact that they hate your fucking guts. And that's just how it is. And all of this whole shit with Carmelo Anthony is just bringing that out.
Arrested. Here's everything you need to know. On June 8th, viral videos started to circulate showing what some have described as, quote, something out of a horror movie. A bloodied, knife-wielding migrant pinning down another man and repeatedly stabbing him in the head and neck in a residential area in North Belfast.
And from the looks of it, that Sudanese nigga doesn't look upset. It looked like that nigga is like, this shit is just routine. Like, I don't know about them niggas' culture and shit like that, but it looks like this nigga said, well, you know what? His false god says that one beheading a day keeps the cramps away. That nigga looks like he's carrying out the duty and the law of his god. I don't think he's even upset, which is fucking crazy. But once again, it's going to be a billion times worse here in America because people already fucking hate each other. You got a lot of niggas they're just itching to squeeze the trigger. A lot of crazy niggas in prison. There's a lot of there's a lot of evil spirits that the Lord's been holding back, especially them niggas in prison. All them niggas know is fucking war and conflict and taking booty.
According to the BBC, police recovered a kitchen knife at the crime scene. Horrified locals rushed over, and one even clobbered the attacker with a stick, as others tried to free his grip on the struggling victim. Northern Ireland police initially said a man in his 30s, believed to be Somalian, had been arrested on suspicion for attempted murder, later clarifying he was Sudanese, and blaming the mix-up on the, quote, fast time investigation. Police confirmed the migrant, who has not been named, was given UK's leave to remain status, which allowed him to stay legally in the country after moving from Sudan to Paris to Dublin, and finally to Northern Ireland. According to Assistant Chief Constable Ryan Henderson, the victim, an unidentified local man in his 40s, was taken to the hospital with significant injuries to his eyes and serious slash wound injuries to his back and face. A motive is still being worked out.
I share the public's revulsion over the brutal nature of this attack, which has created concern not only here in Northern Ireland, but much further afield. And I understand also that there will be questions regarding the nature of the attack. Throughout today, we've been liaising with senior counter-terrorism partners. At this stage, we have no information to suggest that this was a terrorist-related incident. However, I must stress we are still at the early stages of our investigation.
Police in Northern Ireland are also preparing for a storm of protests in response to the heinous attack. Tommy Robinson, a right-wing anti-Islam activist who organized the Unite the Kingdom rally in May 2026, called for businesses to close early to make way for massive demonstrations across the UK. Tensions flared during protests across the UK.
Let's stop pretending that we are. There's a whole solid majority of people that who think this way, but they don't want to say it out loud because of their job or because they don't want to be looked down upon. But things are getting to a point where they don't want to give them a fuck.
No tolerance for abhorrent scenes of violence like this on our streets. The UK,
like the father of that Edomite kid that got fucking heart shotted. That nigga, I think it was him that called Carmelo Anthony a watermelon felon. That nigga's one step away from causing. He is literally one step away from motherfucking from blasting that age old word. Hang that nigger now with the goddamn 1800. Never, not like that, or not at least in the modern times with our civilized society. 15:4. No. I believe I already read that. There's something else I wanted to get. And this is going to be it. If trying to see if this can jog my memory. Yeah, Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down. No. It did jog my memory. How did it go? Just had it. Fuck. I just had it. Whatever. Every house will shut up with no man. It's not how you spell that. Second 16:21. This is gonna be it. 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. And this is the beginning. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. And the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? You have Isaiah 33:6. Sirach 10:8. Look to the generations of old. Never any trust in the Lord was confounded. Or who abided in his fear and was forsaken, roughly paraphrasing. This is why we constantly, mention believing Yahweh Shemashah and the importance of that, because our enemies have the upper hand. We're on enemy territory. They have all the weapons. They have all of the tactical skill, and like scriptures say, Esau was a cunning hunter. Jake can't do shit if a race war starts. Now, you may have different pockets of Jake, right? But let's say they bring in the military. That's it. That's why scriptures talk about how when an enemy shall come in like a flood, meaning what the military, Spirit Lord shall lift up a standard, a way of defense, spiritual power. Because when the average Jake, can take down a few Edomites here and there. But when them niggas bring out the military and those weapons that they have in the back on the back fucking aisle and shit, in the back of the shelf and shit, that's going to be it. Jump down 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good sheep upon earth that they shall think themselves be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sore famine and great confusion. And once again, all of these things have been brewing on the earth. Meanwhile, you people have been fucking getting mad at red pill videos and OnlyFans whores and all this other crazy shit. All this other dumb shit, really. You've had this type of stuff going on. Your president stealing oil, stealing countries, not telling you about it. Doing all types of evil in the fucking background, fucking inflation growing, all these things have been brewing underneath the surface. Once again, especially when Jacob trouble happened, it's going to be a straight shit show. No, that's pretty much it. Hope that I found say all praises glory now to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shabbat Kadash. The one say others present teach, but message from truth. Shalom to Allah, Israel, Shach Shabbat, Great America.